What if everything you believe about pain is wrong? We're told pain is the enemy, that fear, sadness, and anger are problems we have to fix or run from. But what if none of these feelings are the real issue? What if the true problem is how we see them? In this opening, we drop a powerful idea. You're not suffering because of what happened. You're suffering because of how your mind responded to it. And there's one small mental shift, one trick that can change everything. It won't make the pain disappear, but it will make it stop owning you. Here's the strange truth. You can't stop emotions from coming, but you can stop letting them control your life. And when you learn this one shift, you become emotionally untouchable, calm in chaos, still in storms. The journey begins here with one mind-bending question. What if your pain isn't hurting you? You're hurting you. You were born free, but somewhere along the way something changed. The world taught you to react, to overthink, to believe that every feeling you have is the truth, but it's not. Most of what we feel is just programming in I. This section, we take a step back and ask, where did our emotional chaos begin? We explore how ancient thinkers saw this clearly. The Buddha said suffering comes from attachment. The Stoics said it comes from how we judge what happens to us. Even science today agrees. It's not the event, it's our reaction that causes pain. We look at how modern life feeds this reaction cycle. Social media, news, opinions, all pulling you into emotional stories that aren't even yours. And here's the dangerous part. Once your mind believes a story, your body follows. Your heart races, your stomach turns, and before you know it, you're drowning in emotions that were never real to begin with. This is the emotional trap, and the only way out is to wake up to it. Here's the secret, the mental shift. You are not your emotions. You are the one watching them. This is the trick, so simple, most people miss it their whole lives. It's called witness consciousness, the ability to notice your thoughts and feelings without becoming them. Imagine this. A storm hits the sky, but the sky doesn't fight it. The sky just watches, stays open, stays still. You are that sky. Your emotions, just weather. We explore how ancient wisdom pointed to this truth again and again. In India, they said, "You are not this, not that." In the Bible, it was called the kingdom within. In mindfulness, it's the part of you that simply observes. When you tap into this awareness, something incredible happens. A thought comes, but it doesn't stick. Anger rises, but you don't react. Sadness shows up, but you're no longer afraid of it. This is the one mental trick that changes your entire relationship with life. You don't need to fix your emotions. You just need to stop believing them. This isn't just a nice idea, it's something you can use right now. Here we turn the trick into a real practice, step by step, simple and powerful. First, change your inner language. Instead of saying, "I'm angry," say, "I notice anger is here." This one shift creates space. Space gives you power. Next, come back to your breath. The breath is always now. It's your anchor. When a strong feeling hits, don't run, don't fight. Just breathe and watch. We share true stories of people who use this trick in hard moments. A man who faced deep shame and didn't collapse. A woman who sat with grief and didn't break. You'll learn to ask better questions too. Like, is this emotion really mine? Is this feeling true or just familiar? With time, this becomes natural. The more you practice, the stronger you become. And slowly, the storm loses its power. This isn't about being cold. It's about being clear. You feel everything, but it doesn't control you anymore. Just when you start feeling free, the ego shows up. It doesn't want to lose control. It feeds on drama, on being offended, on being the victim. So the moment you start witnessing, instead of reacting, it fights back. Here's what most people don't expect. Becoming emotionally untouchable can feel uncomfortable at first, because part of you still wants the old chaos, still wants to be right, still wants to be hurt. We explore how this resistance is normal and necessary. Jesus had to face the tempter. Buddha had to sit through Mara's illusions. You too will face your own inner walls. This section reminds you. The ego will whisper, "This won't work." But that's how you know you're waking up. The resistance is not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're getting close. If you are not your emotions, then who are you? This is the question that leads us to the truth. When you stop attaching to the storm, you begin to feel something else underneath. A calm, a stillness, a kind of presence that doesn't come and go. This is the real you. In every tradition, this has a name: awareness, spirit, the self. It's what's been watching, waiting, behind every thought, every feeling, every moment. Here, we invite the viewer into this mystery. It's not about escaping life. It's about finally seeing it clearly. When you stop needing to control emotions, you don't feel less. You feel more. More peace, more love, more freedom. This is what it means to become untouchable. Not hard or numb, but awake. In the end, we return to a simple truth. You were never broken. You were never weak. You just forgot who you are. This trick is not a shortcut. It's a doorway, one that leads you back to the part of you that can't be hurt, the part that has always been watching, waiting, peaceful and strong. The world may still be loud, emotions will still rise, but now you see them. You are no longer inside the storm. You are the witness, you are the sky, you are free, and that is the secret. What if I told you the pain you feel isn't real, not in the way you think? What if emotional pain, heartbreak, rejection, fear isn't something that happens to you, but something your mind creates? We've been told that emotions are out of our control, that life hits us and we just react. But what if that's not true? What if you had the power to stay calm, peaceful, unshaken, no matter what comes your way? Let me take you back to a story. A monk, captured and tortured, smiled through the pain. When asked why he wasn't angry, he simply said, "I refuse to let them steal my peace." That kind of power isn't superhuman. It's a shift in how you see yourself. A simple mental shift that flips everything. And in this journey, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. From the moment we're born, we're taught to feel a certain way. If someone praises us, we feel good. If they criticize us, we feel crushed. But what if I told you this isn't natural? It's programming. Thousands of years ago, philosophers like the Stoics and the Buddhists knew something we've forgotten today. They said emotional suffering doesn't come from life. It comes from our attachment to it. We've been trained to care too much about things we can't control, what others think, how people act, whether we win or lose, even ancient myths. Religions and psychology built this idea into us, that we must feel broken when something goes wrong. But that's a lie. You weren't born weak. You were taught to be. And if you were taught to be emotionally fragile, you can unlearn it. Now here's the twist most people miss. When I say emotional detachment, I don't mean you stop feeling. I mean you stop being controlled by your feelings. Let me explain. Right now, when anger rises, you say, "I'm angry." But what if you said, "I notice anger rising" instead? See the difference? You are not the emotion. You are the one watching the emotion. This is the ancient wisdom behind many spiritual paths, from the Bhagavad Gita in India to Zen Buddhism in Japan to Carl Jung's idea of the observing self. They all point to one powerful truth: the part of you that watches is untouchable. There's a story of a prisoner of war who found peace even in a concentration camp. How? He said, "They can't take my inner world." That's the power of this shift. You stop being the storm, you become the sky it passes through. So what is this one mental trick? It's not a gimmick. It's a quiet inner move, a way of stepping back from your mind. Here's how it works. 3 simple steps. Name the emotion. Say it clearly. This is fear. This is anger. Find the observer. Ask yourself, who is noticing this? Anchor in the stillness. Breathe. Feel the space between you and the feeling. Think of it like this. You're not in the ocean drowning in emotion. You're on the shore watching the waves roll in. Ancient teachings call this the witness. Scientists today call it cognitive distancing. Both say the same thing. Once you realize you're not the emotion, it loses its grip on you. And no, this doesn't make you cold or distant, it makes you clear. It gives you space to choose your response, not just react. This is emotional power, real power. So here we are. We began with a strange question. What if emotional pain isn't real? Now maybe you see the truth. Emotional pain isn't something that attacks you. It's something that rises and passes like wind across water. You don't need to chase peace. You are peace. Beneath the noise, beneath the drama, beneath all the thoughts, you are still. The trick is simple. Notice, observe, return. You'll still feel, but you won't be ruled by it. So next time the world throws chaos your way, remember this. You are not the storm. You are the sky, and the sky